Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy Retiree Summit. How to confidently take control of your well being and finances after 50. I am your host, LB or Lori Beth, and today I am thrilled to introduce you to a truly transformative leader in mental fitness coaching, Michele Schalin. Michele is a mental fitness coach, 9D breathwork facilitator, meditation guide, and author with over 3 decades of experience. She has guided thousands from across the globe in personal development, spiritual growth, and inner transformation. Michele's expertise in mindfulness, breathwork, and meditation makes her a powerful resource for anyone looking to conquer anxiety, depression, or mental exhaustion, or just wanting overall wellness. Her experiences living in the United States and Spain have shaped her unique perspective on wellness and mental resilience. Welcome to the stage, Michele.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very honored. Thank you.
Yes, Michele, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. To kick things off, could you introduce yourself to the audience, especially for those that might be meeting you for the first time? What life events kind of caused you to shift your personal journey toward this inner transformation?
Well, thank you again for having me on. Hi, everyone. Most people have the term is sometimes called the butterfly effect, which is funny because I'm all about the butterflies. And my company is called Mindful Metamorphosis, and on the front of my book, which is also the same title, is me in a cocoon with butterfly wings. So my butterfly effect, that huge event that really shifted me, was having back surgery in 2014. All my life, I was just go, 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 constantly moving, exercising, doing, volunteering, working. That's the message I got in the culture. Just do, be productive so you're worthwhile. I didn't have any balance. I mean, I was eating I was eating real healthy. I was exercising. And I used to tell people I was like a toddler. I needed to run around before I could relax. I didn't understand why. I didn't have enough consciousness to understand, why did I create this life where I'm constantly moving and doing? I'm constantly busy. I mean, I created it. All right. But I felt like I was a victim of everything. Oh, I just have to do all this stuff. Oh, I got so much to do. You know what I mean? I had this, very common mentality. And when I was a child, my parents did the best they could, but they were challenged and really gave me attention only when I did things, when I, brought home good grades or I did stuff around the house, so that instilled that message in me, even though they didn't say it out loud, that you're lovable and worthwhile when you're productive. So I just went on, and so then what happened was, because I was in a state of stress and anxiety, not knowing that I was feeling anxiety, because we didn't talk about this on a daily basis until 10 years ago. And I didn't realize that I was using exercise to help me manage anxiety. I didn't realize that was the case until after my back surgery, when that was ripped from me and I had to stay still. The universe was like, oh, you're not going to slow down. We're going to make you slow down, because it gave me numerous, times to slow down and reevaluate and self-reflect with injuries previous to this very major surgery that I didn't listen to.
Right.
And so I got the sledgehammer of slowing down that way. And then I realized, when I felt stress or I had uncomfortable emotions, that the cortisol that I was just flooding my body with for many, many, many years, suppressing my immune system, which led to the breakdown of connective tissue, collapsed disc, with the back surgery. I didn't realize what I was doing to my body all this time until afterwards. And then after the surgery, I had vulnerability in my neck and my back, still do. And so when, how you get like stressed out and you get like tight in your neck and your back and uncomfortable in your stomach or something like that. For me,
I sure do.
It's painful. It's not just uncomfortable, it's painful. So when that first happened to me, I was like, oh, holy crap. Like, I have to really get a handle on this. This really hurts. And so that's what led me to meditation for the first time in my life. And I did a lot of self-development up until that. I was very involved in 12-step communities and did a lot of healing and all that. But it wasn't until I started going inward with meditation and started doing yoga to help keep myself fit, because I had been a fitness trainer. I've been very active all my life. That really changed everything, because I started going inward. emotions started coming to the surface that I had been suppressing for so many years. And I started reading really transformative books for me. The New Earth and the Power Now by Eckhart Tolle, the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And it was I started learning what I had been living like and what I was doing to my health, my mental, emotional, and physical health, and my spiritual health, and what was happening to me with all the changes that we're going through. And then through that opened up the doors to breath work and sound therapy, plant medicine experiences, a lot of other practices that I continue to use in my life for my growth.
Oh, that is so amazing, because I think so many people can resonate with that anxiety. And I don't really, that's a transformative just story in itself for all of us, because I don't think we understand how connected the mind, body, spirit is. I think we have a conscious level, but there's such a deeper level to that,
Yeah, because for years there was this big debate about, is the mind and the body connected or not, and all this. It's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of garbage. I mean, we know that when we feel stressed in our mind, immediately we feel in our body. Immediately. Okay.
Right.
And then we have a culture that's encouraging us, and then generational trauma and our parents unintentionally encouraging us to keep our emotions down and never being taught how to process our emotions. This is all energy in our body that gets stuck in our body, and we have energy blockages, and that's what causes a lot of physical and emotional pain. And it's just exhibited differently by different people. For me, it was anxiety and physical problems with my back. With my mother, it was a brain tumor. Maybe for someone else, it's skin problems, diabetes, problem sleeping, whatever. You know what I mean? It's all different ways. And so it's hard to connect the dots when we don't understand that.
Right. And I think too, when you start to be intentional, it all definitely becomes, it comes to the surface, and you're intentional, and then you start to learn how to process it, which is what we're actually going to talk about here.
Learn how to listen to your body.
Yeah, really.
Okay?
Yeah.
We're so busy listening to the thoughts in our mind, which a lot of times is just fake news. You know what I mean? One time I came to me, I go, it's just fake news. I started laughing, I was like, a lot of the stuff is not even true. And we're getting all wound up, the ruminating, in the future. And the more we're not in the present, which is a real challenge in our culture and a lot of our modern world, to be present, because we're always like waiting to the next moment, getting to the next thing. I got to do this so I can get to this.
Right.
Our whole body tenses up. I can't wait till this person stops talking so I can say what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? It's this. And when you start to be more aware and listening to about you will feel your body tense. Your body's tense a lot.
Yeah.
A lot throughout the day. And that's really, really stressful for your health, and it's impacting your health.
Yeah. All that constriction,
Yeah.
right.
All day. And that's why we need reminders throughout the day. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
So, okay. So let's talk about this part. How did your experience and all that we just talked about, actually, what was the pivotal moment that shaped your approach to holistic wellness and breath work practices? When you talked about, was it just the surgery, and then that being ripped, the fitness, the way you got rid of anxiety being ripped? And then I want to go right into talking about what inspired you to write your book. And
well, after I started getting into meditation and reading these books that gave me more education about what was going on, understanding what I've been doing, how I've been living, and how my thoughts and my beliefs were affecting me. And I was the writer of my life here. I was the author. Okay. I was doing it. There's nobody else doing it. Right. And, but a lot of it was just beliefs and all this stuff that was running me in the background. Then in 2018, I was introduced through Facebook, watching an interview on my friend's page of this man named Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I started studying under him, and I went to his week-long conference when I was in Spain. It was in Italy. And that really helped push me forward deeper on learning and studying around how your mind, your thoughts affect your health, and how to reprogram your subconscious beliefs. I got into him, and then I started leading into this other man named Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's a biologist, and he wrote a book called The Biology of Belief. And he was really all about like using affirmations for hypnotherapy and reprogramming and stuff like that. I just studied more and more and more about this, all these different people. And then I started getting into more understanding deep. I had worked with a lot of people with trauma and addiction with 12-step programs, but I started really understanding trauma in a very deeper way when I started getting into Dr. Gabor Mate's work, he's brilliant. And then in 2018, I was led to a workshop in Malaga, Spain, and I was introduced to holotrophic breathwork for the first time. And it's this rotational breathing. It's also can be called rebirthing. And it was invented in 1974 by Dr. Stanislav Grof and his wife, Christine. They had great success with trauma healing with their patients with LSD therapy in the 60s. And in 1971, that was made illegal. And so they came up with this breathwork technique that, moved so much energy in your body, because everything's energy, and emotions and trauma are stuck energy, stuck blockages. So that really gave their clients, their patients, the same result. And so that I found all that out later, but I didn't understand. At the workshop, they were just like, do this breathing, and they're like, do this and think about your life chronologically, they said. And I was like, wow, that's, and I had just been starting to get into a lot of guided meditations to learn how. I got into it for pain management, just to manage my pain and keep calm. Okay. So I didn't get rushes of cortisol. But then getting into guided meditations, I started learning, wow, like I can learn how to forgive myself. I can heal from trauma with this. I can, learn how to raise my vibrational frequency and understand how to process my feelings. I mean, I found all kinds of guided meditations in this app called Insight Timer that I've been using for 6 years. It's amazing. It's free, and you can get thousands of meditations. And I started learning all this stuff, and I got into breath work and sound therapy. And that just started moving me forward and just opening more and more and healing more and more. And then I got into, then I was living in Spain for 2 years before the quarantine hit. Okay. And I had already, thank goodness, had a lot of this, these practices, I was learning all this stuff. I had these practices of breath work and mindfulness and meditation and everything. And I remember one time so basically when the quarantine came, Spain and Italy were some of the most strictest on restrictions, hardest restrictions in the world. Right.
Yep.
So I was in the city. I was living in a studio apartment. I was all alone. I didn't have any pets or anything. And I had no balcony and no yard for 7 weeks. I could go to the grocery store a block and a half away. That's it. And if I ignored the rules, the law, and I walked around, there were cops all over the place. Everything was shut down. They had a lot of time on their hands to make money. And they were like, what are you doing? You got papers? Are you an essential worker? Are you helping somebody get back in, or they would charge you. I mean, they would give you a fine of 160 euros like that. That's like an equivalent of $165. Okay. And even if you didn't have a mask, fine. I mean, you couldn't go to people's house they didn't live with. I mean, it was incredibly strict. And so that was for 7 weeks. And so I basically put myself in a cocoon. I decided to use this as a intensive retreat, basically, by myself, and only listen to all this education, spirituality, motivation, science, everything, all this trauma healing. I had, and I don't believe in a coincidence. I believe everything happens for a reason. I had already been getting into using plant medicine experiences for therapeutic use, going past your analytic mind, going into your subconscious, where the root of the problem, this is where we need to heal, and having great experiences. So I had chocolates with mushrooms in them. And I was like, wow, I could really use this amplifying what I'm working on. And so that's what I did. And I had an amazing, very, very strong experience with my mom, a spiritual connection that I've never had with a spirit before that. And it was during a journey. I started listening to classical music during the journey when I was reading the book, How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan, who talks about this kind of stuff in the whole book. All right. And he suggested classical music. I thought, okay, I'll try that. And whatever you bring into the experience changes it. All right. Well, it just so happened that my mother and I we had a very volatile relationship. She had been dead for 30 years. I had a lot of still forgiveness and stuff I needed to work through around it. And I was working on it, and we had this incredible bond with the Nutcracker music. Okay.
Mm.
And that came on and the whole brain lit up, Mom.
Oh, I got cheers.
It is incredible. I'll never, and I didn't see or hear her, but the presence was absolutely undeniable. And this kind of experience isn't unusual when you're in these kind of experiences. And I was like, oh my God. And I was crying and talking to her and saying, I love you. Please forgive me. I forgive you. Da, 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 da. And it was, it was so intense. It was so beautiful. Never again have I had a negative ruminating thought about her since then. Ever. And we're closer now than we ever were when she was alive.
Oh my.
And so during that experience, I got the message to write this book. Write this book, Michelle. You can help a lot of people. You're going through amazing stuff. You're healing like crazy. Write this book. And I didn't have the idea to write a book at this time. I wanted people. I was actually a part of this. I'm always about this. Whenever something shifts me mentally, physically, emotionally, and I'm like, I got to tell people about it. And I'd like to help people. Right. So I was already doing like workshops and helping people. I was calling my company at the time, Mindful Transformation. It wasn't actually a legal company yet. It was just a name because I couldn't work legally there because I had a non-lucrative visa. So I was doing these workshops and I was helping people online through this organization called Internations, which was a really popular expat group, all over the world. And everybody in Europe was very strict, it was much stricter than America. So they were all stressed out. They didn't have the tools I had in that. So I was doing this. And I didn't have the idea to write a book yet till I had this experience. I had an idea to write a book many years ago when I was in 12-step programs. I wanted to write a book I was going to call it What's Your Poison? And have people and talk about different addictions. All right. But I never got around to it. I didn't have the confidence, da, 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 da. And then here I had this message. I'm like, okay, I'm going to write this book. So that's what led me to writing the book, wanting to get this information out to much people and really educate people how to develop a mental fitness belief system. Just like we have around physical fitness. Okay. With physical fitness, that if you do this and this and this, you'll get the results you want. You'll delay the immediate gratification desire that we're all conditioned and programmed with because you stick to it. You got to stick to it and dedicate yourself that you'll get the results you want, right? That's a mental fitness. That's a physical fitness.
Right.
But we don't have that around mental fitness yet. Okay. Same thing. When you understand the science around it and how your body and you can train your body and your mind just like an animal, okay? And learn to process your feelings, learn to not respond, learn to deal with your emotional triggers and figure out, okay, don't blame the other person for triggering you. Thank them for showing you that you need to heal still. Otherwise, you have this strong reaction, and take real responsibility for you being the author of your life and your reality. And so when you shift that mindset, you get a lot more empowered and liberated for not being at the mercy of another person's state of being. Okay. And just react whatever, because of your own trauma and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, so I was learning all this and wanted to share it with as many people as I could.
Wow. And that led to the book. And I think in our talks, our many talks that we've had over the last two, since I've met you, didn't you tell me about an experience in Spain where everybody, one time a day, didn't they come out and clap, or was that you?
What time of day? Siesta? A siesta, you mean?
Maybe they would celebrate. It was during COVID.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is actually a funny story. Did you see the video? Did you ever watch
I think you talked. I think we talked about it.
We
talked about it in the first 15, 20 minutes that we talked.
Yeah. Okay. So I, like other people, made a few dance videos during the COVID, and I didn't just put it up on TikTok. I put it up on my YouTube channel, full blown songs. I did one to Cupid Shuffle and the other one to the song Kiss Me, because I was like desperate for touch. It was like, so So with the clapping, so every night it started in Italy, and then Spain picked it up, and then I think some people in New York picked it up for a little while. But every single night at 7 p.m., like clockwork, they all went to their balconies in their yards and clapped and yelled and cheered for 10 minutes for the medical personnel every single night for 10 minutes. So, and I joined them, not every time, but a lot. And it was really funny. You're sticking your head, you see the neighbor that you don't talk to. Oh, how you doing? And so I decided, I mean, I'm locked up. I'm trying to do anything to lift my spirits and that kind of thing, and I was doing good with all my practices. And so I decided to do a video to the Cupid Shuffle where I was dancing all over my room and blare it. I had these really big shutter windows in the video. You can see it, big shutter windows. And I'm blaring the music out and I'm dancing all over the place, and I made it purposely to end right at 7 p.m. So it would look like they were clapping for me.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, it's a 4-minute video. You don't want to watch all 4 minutes of me dancing around my room, but like watch the end. You got to watch all the way to the end, the last minute. And at the end, you can fast forward and go to the end. And then you'll see me, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I take the phone a bit clumsily and I bring it out. And then you could see, I show outside and all these people, like you can't see the people, but you can hear them. They're all, and I have done it sometimes where I show people what I did in Spain, but I don't tell them the lead up. Like Americans, I don't tell them the lead up. And then I show them at the end, they're like, wow, they're all and then I start laughing. I'm like, no. And I tell them, and then they just burst out laughing.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that was and so that at that time, after that, I got like a real bee in my butt. I was like, oh, I wanna organize a flash mob. Like I want to organize a flash mob to the Cupid Shuffle because Cupid Shuffle is the best song to do. A flash mob is super easy to learn.
Yeah.
And people would join in. So I wanted to, and none of my friends knew, and the Spanish friends even knew what a flash mob was. And I was like, I want to do this, but then I couldn't because we couldn't get more than 3 people together, even 14 months after the quarantine. And then I decided I was going to stay, but I decided I needed to come back for certain reasons. And so when I went back for a book tour last year, I organized and did the flash mob.
I love it.
Did the flash mob on the beach on Valencia, in Valencia, Spain's beach. And there's a video for that too.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Well, that's a wonderful way for the audience to connect with you. That's such a great story. So, all right. So that was completely off topic, but I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that.
When I posted the video of the flash mob, I said 4 minutes of joy because everyone had so much joy in that time watching us, dancing with us, whatever in the videos.
No, I love it. I love that. I love that. So wellness can be a challenge to maintain, especially in today's stressful world. In your view, what are the 3 most important aspects of maintaining a healthy lifestyle, particularly when dealing with the modern day stresses?
Okay.
Get us back on topic.
Okay. So what I decided after thinking about what I would do, so training your brain and learning how to regulate your nervous system, especially with the way we're living right now, because the way we're living right now with the fast paced and then the technology and all the overstimulating and constant distractions, addictions to devices, the cellular towers, everything that we're exposed to is extremely stressful for our mind and body. And that's why so many people are struggling. Okay. And instead of dealing with the root of what's causing it, they're running to medication. Okay. And they're medicating normal. You know what I mean? Our body and our minds are going, oh my God, what are you doing to me? Okay. So learning how to train your brain and regulate your nervous system is essential. It's essential if you want to, for your well-being. And so practices that will do that would definitely be foundational. 2 things are foundationally necessary would be meditation and breath work, because those things help you do that. Okay. Getting out to nature more. And if you can't get into a real nature, atmosphere, then get out in your backyard more. Go to, if you live in an apartment, I used to go to a community that had grass space, and I would take off my shoes and I would do grounding or earthing, they call it. This is scientific. You discharge energy from your body into the earth. You're letting the earth help heal you. We're designed for this. Okay. When we invented rubber soles, we disconnected in the 60s. And so also you absorb negatively charged electrodes into your body. Okay. You won't believe doing this for about 15, 20 minutes, how much better you will feel, relaxed, peaceful. You may get a little emotional where you need to shed some tears, it regulates your nervous system. It helps with inflammation, chronic pain, and anxiety and sleep. It's that important. Okay.
It's that powerful. It's really that powerful.
And people say, oh, it can't be that big. No, I'm guaranteeing you, if you do this, you will see a difference. You just got to have no shoes, or they have grounding shoes too now. That you can wear, that permits it to go through. When we had leather soles, it was still okay. It was when we invented rubber soles, which we disconnected from the earth. Okay. And the third thing essential is learning how to process your feelings. Okay. We're not taught, and we're taught the contrary, to push them down. And that causes a lot of illness, mental and physical illness. And, one of our biggest problems as humans is we're so uncomfortable with discomfort. Okay. Especially when it comes to emotions, because we have no clue how to handle them. We don't know. And we want to run from them. We treat them like a monster underneath the body, underneath the bed, right? We're just like, oh my God. And then we have this voice in our head. Okay, so we're starting to feel suffering in our body, right? We're starting to feel real uncomfortable in our mind and our body. And then we have this voice that says, well, you shouldn't be this way. Well, now you've just exasperated it. Okay. Now you're suffering, and now you made it worse by saying, now you're stressed because you shouldn't feel this way. Okay.
Right.
And we're not permit myself or let myself cry. Crying is one of the best purges and healing tools you have. Okay. And to force yourself not to do that, thinking it's weak or something, you shouldn't do it, is insane. But that's what we're taught. And that causes a lot of issues. So learning how to train your mind through meditation and breath work and regulating your nervous system and the atmosphere we're in, get to nature and do grounding whether you can. It doesn't have to be, hiking or forest. You can do it right in your backyard or a grassy spot in your community area. And learning how to process your feelings. Let your feelings be. Okay. Instead of trying to push them down, push through them, or, dismiss them. Same with anxiety. Okay. Right. When you get to the head with feeling, get to the point where you're like, you start to feel it and you move away from wherever you can, when you can. Now, I know that's not, you're not able to do that today, but when you can, you take some really deep breaths and focus and go, okay, let's just feel this. I feel sad. I don't know why. It's okay. Just feel it. Let it be. And when you learn to process that, it's like there's a book called Learn to Suffer Better, and you'll suffer much less. Okay. It's actually a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese monk, a beautiful person who died a couple of years ago. And that's it. Because there's in the human experience, there's suffering. Okay. There's these uncomfortable emotions that come up, but we say, oh, we're not going to, and we resist it. When you resist it, it persists. And then you have anxiety and sleep problems and pain and all this other stuff. When you learn to just let it exist, which usually takes 15 minutes. Okay. And you let it move through your body, and you may cry a little bit, scream, whatever you got to do. And then you calm down, you produce oxytocin and serotonin in your body from crying. Okay. Because we always feel relief and crying, tranquil afterwards. And then the rest of your day is going to be great. Right. You won't feel with anxiety and all this kind of stuff because you're pushing it and pushing it down and not letting your body express itself. I think that the big difference when you learn to understand that, when you discern the difference between the talk in your head, that's just making up stories for you to get, nervous and produce cortisol, because your body becomes addicted to the cortisol because it ramps it up. Right. So with your subconscious to try to get you to do it. All right. Right. So you can catch the talk within 20 seconds. It's complex, but this is what you need to understand. So you have more compassion and love for yourself as you're growing and healing. Right. When the talk comes in, you're like, no, I'm not going to think that way. I think this way. And you reword it and say it out loud. And if you catch it quick enough, you got a very short period of time, like 20 seconds, before you attach a story onto it and then pull you down to a rabbit hole and it's hard to get out. Okay. Right. So you grab it quickly. And you'll learn with these practices, you'll learn to discern the difference to catch that negative, crazy talk. But when it's here and you feel a sensation here in your heart center and your stomach area, when you can feel tension, that's your body trying to talk to you. If you try to push that down, then we're talking about toxic positivity, which we do not want to do. Okay. When it's here, that's when you go, okay, I need to listen and pay attention. What are you trying to tell me? What's going on? What do I need to feel here?
Right.
That when you discern the difference, and you will with these practices, when you're training yourself, that is really where you get really empowered and learn how to
Yeah.
handle it better. And when you're learning and you watch you're learning to be more aware of your thinking, it's always with compassion and love. There's no judgment, there's no criticism, and it will come because
Right.
that's what we're taught. Okay. When it comes, you turn it around, just like you're talking to a little child or a dog that you love or whatever,
Right.
it's okay. You're good. Breathe. You're safe. It's okay. We don't think
Mm,
that way. We think this way. And I've even gotten to the point of like apologizing to myself,
mm.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm making you feel like you have to rush all the time. Let's take a break here. You know what I mean? It's oh, I need to do more. I'm going to drink more coffee. No, take a 10-minute meditation and you'll feel way better than if you drank the coffee. I mean,
Oh my gosh, Michelle, that's such power. That's so powerful that I don't think, I you you've studied this your whole life. It seems like, like you just I love it. You're so good at what you say. You really practice what you preach. I love that. So I know we're gonna you just told us a little bit about how to integrate those aspects into like a daily living, but you're going to be teaching us something transformative in this moment. We're going to do it's especially around breath work. So I'm excited to give you the stage for some audience participation, and I'd like for us because I know that you specialize in 9D breath work, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But I know I would love for you to help give us a little taste of what it means to do breath work.
yeah. Well, before we do that, I want to say a great way to help you integrate the stuff in your life, because changing habits
Sure.
and making new habits
Yeah.
is so
Great.
important. Okay. Obviously, getting support, if you have a community or coach or anything, helps a lot. But on your own, you can do post-its or look at your schedule, just like you schedule in your exercise, you schedule
Yeah.
in your mind training. Okay. When I'm going to be on the ground, when I'm going to do meditation, when I'm going to take a break. Okay. Schedule it in, look at your week. If you need post-its to remind you, I give this little flyer check-in kind of a list of things to my clients a lot, little timer on your phone. Okay. Whatever's going to help you take breaks in the middle of the day and just go, how am I, check in with your body? How am I feeling? Am I feeling tense? Do I have shallow breathing? How am I, because we're doing it all the time. And this is really stressful on our health. Okay.
Mm.
So it's
But to
really,
be more intentional about it is less
but
stressful because
right.
you're redirecting that, and your body starts to learn that, hey, oh my goodness, it's 11 o'clock at 11:11, and she's going to be checking in with me right now because that's
Yeah.
right. And your body says, oh, I can wait to that till I get this check in,
Yeah.
deregulate,
Yeah. If you
de-escalate.
don't do that, if you're not intentional and conscious about check-ins and scheduling like that, every day, okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay, but you will forget. You will get caught up with all the distractions of our life, and you will absolutely forget. And don't beat yourself up when it happens, because it will happen.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
it's
love
really
that.
important. Self-love, cultivating self-love, and self-forgiveness is also super, super essential for your healing and your well-being. And
Yeah.
then you're able to forgive other people a lot easier because, you don't need to hold on to all that. Okay.
Right, right,
So I'll
exactly.
show you
All right, so take it away, Michelle. You have the stage.
okay. So I like to give variety of things. In my book, I have a chapter called Your Toolbox, because people resonate with different things better. Okay. And sometimes you resonate just day by day. Maybe you go, oh, I want this, but no, I need this instead right now, and just have a lot of different tools, and not only just breath work, but different things that help you. So there's one you may be familiar with. It's called box breathing. And you breathe in through your nose, or your mouth. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, but I like through your nose because you got filters here to help you for things for a reason. So you breathe through your nose for 4 seconds. You hold it for 4 seconds. You breathe out for 4 seconds, and then you hold that for 4 seconds. And we'll do it. Let's just do that like 3 times. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So we're gonna, and if you close your eyes, you get more centered and more inward, and it helps. Okay.
Yeah,
So we're going to breathe in.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe it out slowly for 4. And then hold that for 4. And let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in slowly for 4. Hold it for 4. 2, 3, 4. Slowly exhale it through 4, 3, 4, and then hold it right there for 4. And let's do it one more time. Really go inward. Breathe in. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it like that. When you do intentional breathing, it activates your vagus nerve. Okay. And your vagus nerve immediately turns the switch on to your rest and restore parasympathetic system. Your sympathetic system is the flight or fight, which we're in a lot of the times. We don't need to feel panic mode to be in that, just the tension in our body that we live in is in that mode. Okay. You can't have anxiety and activate the vagus nerve at the same time. Okay. You're in one or the other. It switches like that. Okay. Humming is another thing that really activates the vagus nerve. So you can just breathe in and just hum the exhale. And you do that. And you will see a difference just by doing that. Okay. And you can do that anywhere. If you're stressed, if maybe you're driving. Okay. You don't have to close your eyes or anything. You breathe in and hum. Okay. While you're driving, you will see your vagus nerve gets activated and immediately your body starts to rest. Okay. And if you really want to go inward and make it more powerful, you can close your eyes and then put your fingers in your ears. And you breathe in and then hum. And that is super, super powerful to do, isn't it? It's like you're like underneath, you're like in a capsule or something. Yeah. Another one that works really good. I got this from a really good meditation guide on Instant Timer named Elliot Travis. I love him. He had this, it really helped a lot when I felt a feeling of anxiety, where through your mouth you go, or you can do 2 or 3, whatever comfortable for you, 2 or 3. So you go, or just, and you just do it over and over again. Okay. The real key is to really get a lot of oxygen in on the inhales. And then you're not pushing the exhale out. You're just letting it out. So it's, okay. I'm telling you, you do that 30 times or even 10 times. Okay. So you get comfortable, and maybe 30 times is a bit much to start, 10 times, and you will see a difference in your body relaxing like that. Breath is one of the most powerful tools you have in your pocket all day long, 24 hours a day.
And it's the only thing you have with you, right?
For free. Okay.
For free, right.
It helps a lot more and doesn't have all the bad side effects of a lot of these prescription drugs people are taking. Okay.
Right.
And a lot of people feeling like the ADD, ADHD and stuff like that. That isn't, for most people, that isn't because they got something wrong with their brain. Okay. All of a sudden, the whole a bunch of people in the culture have something wrong with their brain. Okay. No, it's because your brain is overstimulated. It's so overstimulated that we're so overwhelmed and it's causing anxiety. And the brain is basically saying, you know what? I need a rest. I'm exhausted. I'm going to force you to give me a rest. And that's why the brain fog and inability to focus.
Powerful.
It's just the way we're living and the way our lifestyle is.
It's so powerful. That is so powerful. All right. So I want to move to that. You specialize in the 9D breath work. And can you tell us how that practice evolved for you and how it helps individuals to deal? And then we'll go into the overall breath work and how that helps to release emotional release.
So because of all the studying I had been doing over the years, and my book is basically a collaboration of everything I learned in how your thoughts make you sick, how you can reprogram your brain, how you can raise your emotional intelligence, what we're dealing with, and living in this culture and technology, how that's affecting us. I put it all together and talk a lot about experts that I studied under. So I had all this knowledge. I had all this practice with holotrophic breath work, it's this rotational breathing in and out through the nose I talked about. And then early this year, I was my friend and partner in this 90 experience that we're doing. Sent this breathwork recording, a 40-minute recording of this man named Brian Kelly, who's the founder of 90 Breathwork. It was on a podcast, and this man was like, I had this guy as a guest. You've got to listen to this recording. It's absolutely amazing. And then he let the whole journey go on his podcast. And I did it. And immediately I had a really powerful experience, just like you did. Yeah. And because of the knowledge I had, I was like, wow, this is incredible. Why it's so incredible and so high-tech healing is you're getting what somatic healing is. This is a term that's gotten real popular, and some people don't know what it is. So what somatic healing is your body releasing energetic blockages from traumas that you've held onto and all these suppressed emotions. It's like releasing it out of your body. It's this incredible relief that your body, after you have a session, your body is so relaxed. It's unbelievable. You don't have pain. If you have chronic pain, your pain will diminish for a while and you'll be, blissful and elated. It's incredible. So it's this big somatic release that you're getting with the breath work. Okay. When you do extended breath work for a long time, 40 minutes or more, you're putting your brain also into an altered state. It's very dreamy like, it's hypnotic, and you're in the brain frequency of theta. Okay. And you have different brain frequency in your brain. And we have this when we first wake up and we first go to sleep and when we're in meditation or hypnotherapy and stuff like that. In the first 7 years of our life, we have this because we need to learn as much as we can and absorb as much as we can. All right. So these are the times that you can use to reprogram your brain, because your brain is like a sponge and it'll take in everything. And this gets to the root of subconscious beliefs that you can change, which are dictating your life. Okay. And so you're doing the somatic breath work, you're in the theta brain frequency, and then you're listening to this recording. And depending on what journey you're taking, there's different topics. Okay. Letting go, transcending fear, releasing guilt and shame, tapping into the inner child, ancestral healing, your 5 primary trauma imprints, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Anxiety, stress, everything. and so as you're doing the breath work, you're getting somatic healing. Your brain is like a sponge. You have headphones on. And within the recording, it's a very professionally leveled recording where it has binaural beats to balance your left and right hemispheres and keep your brain nice and calm. Okay. The sound is like surround sound. It's like panoramic. Within 5-10 minutes, you don't feel like you're wearing a headset. You are immersed in a world, right? You got the icons and this, and you're just like, boom, you're in another world. And then the music, the frequencies they're using as a solfeggio frequencies. This is ancient music frequencies. It goes back to biblical times. Okay. I created a Facebook group around this, which, shares all this information. And so basically these frequencies are perfectly set to balance our body back to its normal state. Because being in the modern world with the cellular towers and the devices and the screens and everything we're doing, we're getting all these frequencies into our body that are stressing our bodies and our minds out. And that's another contributing factor to how we're challenged in so many ways and getting diseases and stuff. So these frequencies put you back into a natural state that you're supposed to be. And there's great channels on YouTube where you can listen to them. Okay. Some of them are for pain. Some of them are for enlightenment. Some of them are for, emotional different things, guilt and remorse, all kinds of things. Okay. And so depending on the journey, they pick these certain frequencies that go with the recording. Then you're also getting coaching, music, hypnotic scripts, and subliminal messaging around the topic. So you get all of that in this amazing recording when your brain is like a sponge absorbing it all. Yeah. So that's what makes it incredibly strong. Science is all behind.
Right, exactly. And I want to say that I actually have done this twice with Michelle. It's powerful. And I love the fact that it actually, you can hear, it's not like you're gone. It's not like you're out in outer space. It's like I felt very present, but in such a relaxed state. That's really like
super focused, because it's intentionally excuse me, it's intentionally recorded to bypass your analytical mind and get directly to your subconscious, because you felt that, right? You didn't have your brain analyzing things when you were in that. No, you were like, boom, right in it.
And I love the music. And I love the affirmations, because it's not just about, it's like, I am a good person. You can hear it. I don't want them to think like it's weird.
No.
Like, it's a beautiful experience. I mean,
Yeah.
really, really powerful, moving energy, moving the brain fog. For me, that's major. Moving emotional blocks that, you have. I have had amazing results from it. You can go read my Google review.
Yeah, yeah, I know. She gave me like the best review ever. I was like, wow, it was so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
breath
because I did it right in that moment. It just came, and I could
work.
sit at a computer for, 20, 30 minutes and have to
I
write
felt
something.
the
And
same. I
it
remember,
just
yeah,
freed
before I
me.
became the actual facilitator, where we
Yeah.
had to buy into the program. I was sending that recording off that podcast to friends. I'm
Yeah.
like, you've got to check this out. And I was sending it to people like all over the world. And the ones that I had about probably 10 people that really went through it, and they were like, oh my God, thank you, thank you. I mean, they were like, that was incredible. I let so much stuff out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's powerful. It's so powerful. Okay, so just to kind of bring this to a close, because I know you and I could be on here. You are just such a wealth of information. We could be on here for 2 hours. But could you provide a brief example of how breath work can help with the emotional release? And then I'm going to go into my personal question, and we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. Um, Well, you're doing the somatic healing. And so emotions are energy and they're stuck in your body with block energies. That's what causes a lot of pain and anxiety and illness for a lot of people. And so as you're doing this, you're releasing it. Emotion is coming out. You're releasing this energy, and you will feel, it's very common to feel like energy all through your body, twitching and stuff like that. It's very, very common. My legs trembled the first time I did it. And so, anxiety a lot of the time is not just thinking in a certain way or afraid of the future. It's not always like that. You can get anxiety just from these blockages of energy that are in your body, that it just needs to flow. Your body is like a river. It needs to get this energy flowing through you. Very important with breathwork and movement. Okay. And grounding with the nature. Okay. All these things help the energy flow through your body better. Okay. So that definitely will help with any kind of healing, emotion, trauma healing, and anxiety. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right. So I get to ask this question to all our speakers, and because it just helps to tie everybody together. And our audience has been expecting it. So I just want you to know. So my question is, hydration is crucial for our physical and mental well being, especially when practicing mindfulness and meditation. How do you prioritize hydration in your daily routine? And how does it enhance your focus or energy?
Oh, hydration is huge. I always have a big bottle, a liter of water next to my bed. All right. Usually I'll wake up one time to go to the restroom and I'll always drink, and then in the morning I'll drink the rest of it, like right away when I wake up. I always have a liter of water in my car. I'm always drinking water throughout that. And then I love to hydrate with fruit. Probably
Mm.
watermelon is my favorite. But yes, I remember when I was in Spain one time and I got in the habit of drinking this really healthy tea with ginger and turmeric
Mm.
and lemon and everything, which is super healthy. I was drinking it a lot and thinking I was hydrating myself because it was no caffeine in it.
Right.
But
Right.
then I was told by a health professional, no, you have to have water without all that. Because I was starting to feel tired. I'm like, why am I so tired? Well, that's one of the biggest symptoms of dehydration is fatigue. Okay.
Mm.
And I was like, why am I tired? And then I found out, no, drink water without anything. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They think they're hydrating, but if you have stuff in the water, the body has to filtrate that and, to get the
Right.
actual real water. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of water. I drink it all the time. I always have a bottle of water with me, always.
Right. I love it. I love that. All right. So before we wrap up, I understand you have a wonderful, wonderful free gift for our audience. Could you take a
Yeah.
moment to tell them about it? And then I'll make sure they receive all the details in a follow-up email.
Oh my God, I forgot. Can I get out? Leave the camera just hold on.
I love it.
I should have had this ready.
I meant to remind
I should
you.
have had this ready. Okay. So you are getting a free ebook of my book, Mindful Metamorphosis. Okay. and it's
Mhm.
available in English and Spanish. You're getting the English one, but you can get on Amazon for Spanish as well. And if you like it so much, we'd like to listen to it. It's also available on Audible in English, in my narration. And what I really want people to get from this book is you are the author of your life. You are creating your own reality. And we have this, victim mentality of things just happening to us. But what's in the back of your mind and your subconscious beliefs is running your life. And that's why you're reacting, and that's why you're feeling it, And once you learn mental fitness belief system, and you dedicate yourself to these simple practices that just take time to get better at, you will see your life change dramatically. And you have the things here with you. The information is here. And in the book, I collect a lot of information for people, and also talk about a lot of documentaries, books, TED Talks of experts that you can go out there and learn more and listen to the same people.
Yeah. It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
It is. It really and truly is.
It's funny because I got into even more so like 90 breathwork after this, or
Right.
some other people that I started listening to afterwards. I'm like, oh, I wish I would have had that in my book. But the next one.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Exactly. Well, Michele, it is truly, 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 truly an honor to have you here with us. Your insights and, your passion for, helping others to just achieve that mental fitness, but also to just give us so much and so many practical tips. It's really important. I really see the beauty in you and the beauty you're trying to give to the world. It's truly inspiring, and I know our audience is going to benefit from all the wisdom you just shared, and I so look forward, Michele, to working with you in the future.
Thank you so much. And just FYI, I do have a YouTube channel that you can go out there, and I share a lot of things that help people for free. You can just go out there and watch videos about anxiety and deal with things, all kinds of stuff.
Perfect, Michele. If you send that to me, I'll put that in the email.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. All right. Thank you guys so much. And we look forward to our next interview as well. And have a great day.